So, hey, can I get some leg room up in here? What's going on, everyone? Happy Thursday. Today's show is going to be the funnest show we've done all week. You don't want to miss it. So if you're here, welcome. We're going to talk altcoins. We're going to talk Solana. We're going to talk SUI. Which of the two are the best? Which one are we picking? And we'll give you some data to back it up. Which one's got the most upside? We're going to talk about Aerodrome. We're going to talk about another project. We're going to show you guys how we've been making money, and hopefully, well, unless your name is Daniel Kaufman, you'll be able to make money as well. Larry Fink is out here talking about, well, what are sovereign wealth funds doing? And we got Brennan in-house to give us some chart breakdowns, some trade setups. We have a lot to talk about today. Gina, roll the intro.
Hola! It's ya boy, Giant Rob, back in the house. How y'all doing? Welcome to Sin City Crypto. We take old, boring, and stale information in case you didn't know. We do it in a better, more entertaining, make money, alpha-given kind of way. You know, I feel like we're not wrong about much.
We're definitely wrong about stuff.
You are. Me, not so much. So, Bitcoin is back down to 92,000. It's been flirting with this little channel that we have, 91 and 94. And you would have, I said yesterday that we were just going to ping pong back and forth between 94 and 91. And I think this happens for the rest of the day. I think it happens tomorrow.
Speaking of,
I think Saturday is when I got my trading antennas are up.
you know, speaking of ping pong, is there a difference between ping pong and table tennis?
It's just this is just a different name.
It's the same sport, though, right?
Yeah.
Same size ball, same paddles, same rules.
I think that table tennis is the accurate name, and then ping pong is just the name that people just.
It originated in China.
No, it's the sound of the balls going back and forth.
Ping pong, ping.
Yeah, it's just like cornhole's not called cornhole.
What is it called?
I don't know, but everyone calls it cornhole. But if you watch the ESPN version, it's not called cornhole. It's like bag toss something.
I'm pretty sure it's called cornhole.
ESPN.
I like corn and I like holes. So.
Championship.
Do you like corn?
What dumbass question? Oh, it is cornhole league.
Yeah, I told you. Stupid.
Huh. There you go.
Broke Yoshi wants to know, has anyone ever played washer toss? Must be in a southern game.
That's where you have
from down south, boy.
That's where you have a baby and
throw it in the washer.
Right in the washing machine.
Not the washing machine, the dishwasher.
No, the washing
machine.
Got
to clean the baby up.
But the thing is that you got to put towels in the washing machine. So
and then you got to put the detergent.
If you sink it has a cushion.
Once you remove the baby from the washer, you have to put the dryer sheets, you know? Yeah. I'm excited today, man. Today's a good day.
Yeah.
I got a good amount of sleep. I slept for more than 4 hours yesterday. I was very proud of myself.
Congratulations.
Can we get a round of applause, please? I feel energized.
I think it is the time of the fart coin. You know,
what?
Yeah, fart coin.
La Chica said, is it another day or David interrupting Rob again? You know what, La Chica, for you, I will remain quiet.
He's been formulating full sentences and interjecting with actual words, which is, you know, he's gone.
Just let me know when you're done with your sentence. Thank you.
Yeah. So, fart coin. This is it is the meme coin I got on radar. I've been talking about it for months. It's held up pretty well. 30 cents is where it's been hanging out for a while. It's had a little breakout. Take a look at the fart coin chart. So, fart coin, 38 cents. This in the last 24 hours, this went up from 33 cents to 38 cents now. Now it's a meme coin. It's outside the top 100. Yeah, that's not anything crazy, right? 14% move. On the 1 week, you can see that it dipped down when Bitcoin took this little tumble, but here we are. On the month, looking very strong. 24 cents pullbacks. It's up 50% on the month. On the year, I feel like this is a bottom. I feel like a lot more growth from here. I think that what we saw here last time we were at 36 cents is what we're gearing up for. I think Fartcoin's going to $1. I've been trading Fartcoin for about 2-3 months now. Ever since, yeah. So I really got into it a few weeks ago. Well, let's see here. It's money to be made here. And I think that once Bitcoin bounces back, and I guess the bigger question is do we get back into a bull market or bull run? Which, my opinion, I am leaning in that direction. I think that once we get to 100,000, we'll be at a pivotal range. Hey, are we going to continue back onto the bull market, or do we reject and come back down? But I don't believe that. Not up in here. Nope. So I think that we're going to cross 100K. I think that we're going to go back up to that 110, get back into price discovery, go back into Bitcoin all-time highs. And in doing so, the altcoins are going to rally. And which ones is that going to encompass? Well, I think that Solana, I've mentioned it time and time again. I think that Solana is going to have a very, very strong performance. And you know what? It's been a while since meme coins have ran. And I think that if meme coins run, it's going to be off the back of Solana. Solana plays. I'm liking Fartcoin, bro. I'm liking it, dude. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying, think it's a very strong play. Crypto Stevo says, Rob is so smart. I mean, God damn it. What else do you need? Crypto Stevo also says, I bet David just farted. David.
Great. Just waiting for you to finish. Didn't want to interrupt you.
I told you you're going to interrupt. Just use.
No. I want to make sure.
Articulate words.
I want to make sure La Chica has a great podcast experience. We're here for our community. Thank you. Are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Perfect. I do want to share this video here from Larold Fink. You know his real name is Larold? Like Harold Larry? I'm just kidding. It's Larry Fink. We suck at, yeah, that's bad timing. Terrible. You did a terrible job, Gina. Okay, Larry Fink, Dealbook Summit, Brian Armstrong on stage, and, well, he shares a little bit of alpha here, I guess you can call it alpha.
But I can tell you there are a number of sovereign funds that are standing by. They're adding incrementally at 120, at 100. I know they bought more in the 80s. Right. That's fine. And they're establishing a longer position. And you own it over years. This is not a trade. You own.
Okay, so we hear a lot of this from Michael Saylor, from Jack Mallers, from really the crypto native people, right? And they've been saying so much and all these crazy price predictions and Standard Chartered and Tom Lee. You kind of become deaf to it a little bit. But when you have the world's largest asset manager, the head of that company, is saying, and I think it hits a little different. Don't you agree? Like, this isn't Saylor out here saying they're going to buy all the Bitcoin, or Jack Mallers out here.
He's already flipped this. He already went all degen in on Bitcoin a long time ago. He just came out and said that it's what did he say it was? No. He's been very bullish on Bitcoin. And this has been for the last 2 years.
If Michael Saylor and Larry Fink came out and made an announcement about Bitcoin, but there were two opposite announcements, whose would you favor?
At this point, I don't know. I honestly, I think that who's got a bigger company, Larry Fink, but I mean, they both come out routinely and talk positively about Bitcoin. Larry Fink just came out recently and said that it was the best performing asset under his company's portfolio.
Do you agree that there's a lot of people in our space that hype up announcements or make up or kind of oversell?
Okay.
It's a simple question, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
you think Larry Fink's one of those people?
I think that the mainstream media hypes this crap up. And the thing is it's free marketing, right? Okay, let me ask you a question. Why does Michael Saylor routinely go out and do podcast interviews, CNN interviews,
Except with
Fox
us.
interviews?
Except with Sin City.
He just goes down the list, right? And even in the early days, he was going on Pump Show and BitBoy. And he's everywhere, right? He wasn't doing it because he genuinely cares about Bitcoin Network. He was doing it because he wanted more people. He wanted to sell more people on buying Bitcoin because he has the largest position of any active wallet. And because he has the largest position, the more people that he gets to buy, the more price will incur on Bitcoin. And so, I mean, the dude's just really just selling up his own bags, right? No different than if we launched a meme coin and then we just spend the next 10 years hyping it up, right? We're telling everybody how great it is. Why are we doing it? Not because we truly care about the network. We're just trying to pump our own bags, right? And so that's what Larry Fink is doing. That's what Michael Saylor is doing. And I genuinely don't. It is what it is. It's just media bullcrap for the Bitcoin maxis, bro. Bitcoin maxis like, Larry Fink spoke. He spoke about Bitcoin. Oh my God. Yes. What a time to be alive. Did you buy more Bitcoin? No. Do you disagree?
We went very off topic, so I tuned out.
Oh, well, making a good point.
Crickets would have been great there. Not an applause. Thank you. The way I look at it is we are so, and I've been in this position as well. We overhype news, and I'm not talking about the AAVE mobile app because that was massive news. But we overhype news in our space. We get excited and people add a little extra sprinkle on top. But I think it's different when it comes from Larry Fink. The guy's voice carries, right? Where does Jack Muller's voice...
My point was that nobody gives a damn, and he's only doing it to pump his own bags because it's his own product. It's his best-selling product. So the more he goes out on his media circle and talks about buy Bitcoin, they know that the majority of the people that are going to buy Bitcoin are people that are going to buy on BlackRock. So essentially, he's just his own little promoting commercial, and then all the other people that are hyping it up and people on X that are like, wow, is because they're stupid Bitcoin maxis that are just pointing the finger at how great this guy is, but ultimately, all he's doing is just selling his own product. And I'm just saying, I'm just tired of it, bro. Everybody knows how good Bitcoin is. We don't need to verify it by Larry Fink. Larry Fink is not all of a sudden some messiah that has come down and be like, you know what? I just did not believe Bitcoin was official. But now Larry Fink has spoken on it. My God, I need to go mortgage my house. Like, nobody gives a fuck. And that's the thing. It's just like, that's the problem with this Bitcoin fucking media circle that we're in now, is just like everyone is hyping up these people that you're brand new in the space that are just monetizing their position on Bitcoin. That's it. The more he goes out on stage and talks about Bitcoin, the more people are going to buy his dumbass ETF, which is great. It's a great product. I'm just saying that, like, I don't think it's the greatest thing ever, and I don't give a fuck what he says.
All right, we got you completely went off the point, but that's okay. Brennan, I heard you got a little trade set up. What's going on, bro?
All right, so I was just trading, my normal strategy, but I wanted to let you guys know. Yesterday, I could have let you guys know a little earlier, and I didn't. But today, we've got my trend line. It's looking really perfect right here. It made a nice trend and then pushed through my trend line and made a change of character right here. I got a fair value gap, and so I have a limit order set on the midpoint of my fair value gap, which is like my prime entry point. It is pushing down right now, but that's exactly what happened to my trade that I won yesterday, so I'm not worried about it at all. It's just not getting FOMO. So anybody that wants to make a little bit of money right here, this is an A+ setup for me, and so I'm looking to make a lot of money right here. So at this point is where you would be wanting to get your entry, would be about 141.48. That's where I would get in, and that's where I would be looking for my entry at. And then I'm looking to take half of my profit out at 140.73. And then I'm looking to take my full TP at around 139.99. That's what I'm looking for. And then my stop would be sitting at the first candle of my fair value gap, which would be 141.84. So anybody that wants to make this trade is more than welcome to, and this is an A+ setup.
Beautiful. And that's on Solana.
Yep.
Awesome.
I do like Solana right now.
He's looking to short it.
Are you looking to short it?
Yeah, that's my daily bias from
Yeah.
based off of what happened this morning on my higher time frame.
Cool. I mean, it already had that break. It looks like, so that's the 1 minute. I'm just analyzing the chart here. It looks like it broke to the downside.
Yeah.
And again, this is the one, look at that. This thing's dropping.
Yeah, and if it keeps going and I don't get tapped in, then I don't get tapped in. It is what it is. But
Yeah.
this is I don't want to FOMO buy and then I get in down here and then I lose money.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I'm liking the I'm personally I'm taking the other position on this. I'm liking the 140. The flat 140 is a bounce. I mean, we've just here on the week, we've just pretty much haven't really dropped this. And with Bitcoin reversing, this is Bitcoin's here you have Bitcoin's bottom here when we were, what was Bitcoin at this point? Let's see here. Jesus. I didn't know that this thing fell down to $95. It's interesting.
What? Yeah, you're on the weekly. That was probably October 10th.
Oh, shoot. Okay, never mind. Here we go. Yeah, so anyways, here. Oh yeah, you're probably yeah, I was on the weekly.
I like that short setup though.
Yeah, I've been watching this I've been watching the Solana chart.
That level needs to hold right there. If
That's
we
what I'm
lose
saying,
that
the
low,
140.
if we lose that low, it's probably going to test that. What is that? Where's that high?
I think I'm with you. If it falls under 140, it's going to tumble down to 138 here. And you don't even want to lose that level. Yeah, you definitely don't want to lose that level.
I bet you there's at least 2 gaps there on that.
Here's the way I look at it, is that we're at very, very strong support there, which if lost, will tumble. But with the direction that Bitcoin's currently going, and so bringing to mind to the way I would approach this is I would keep a very close eye on what happens with Bitcoin and that 140 range.
Yeah. So
what I would do is I would now, as soon as Bitcoin tumbles, let's just say Bitcoin were to tumble. If Bitcoin were to fall to say 90,400, then you'll lose this 140 for sure. And then in doing so, you'll be down here at this 139, and then I think that's where you would put your move in. I don't know, but but no, I think you got a good trade setup here.
Yeah.
It really depends on what direction Bitcoin goes.
What I'm looking at, I've been on Solana. This is really all I've traded for the past, month and a half, I'd say, or maybe month. Is up here? This is its main support level right here. It's bounced off this support level so many times, and it just made a new high actually through the support level, and it's now pushing back down. And every single time that it pushes back down through the support level, it moves all the way down to, or through this resistance level, it pushes all the way down to this this support down here, which it bounces off of. So that's why I believe that it's going to be a bearish momentum thing, and that's why my bias has been bearish, and that's why I haven't really traded any longs on this.
Yeah.
So that's just
my
thought process.
Here's the thing, like Bitcoin is in a downtrend. I know that we bounced off of 180 here, but this is a clear downtrend. This is the Bitcoin chart, so you can see. Now, is this the reversal? Will we get back up to 100,000? I think that, as we mentioned, we want to close eyes here on this big round number. Will we get up to 100,000? I think so. I think for me, the most certain thing is that we go to 100,000. I think that we're back up to the 3-digit or the 6 digits by the end of the year. My question is just what direction after that. I would say I'm about 65% on going back up over 100,000, but could very well just bounce out. Even if we were to continue the bull market in the short terms, like just say February or something, I can see a scenario where we go up to 100,000, reject, and come right back down to 90,000 easily, and then take another month to get back up to 100K.
Yeah. All this trading talk, I found this cool video. Excuse me. Take a look at this. Taking trading to a whole new level.
So what I'm seeing is right now you consolidating. You're creating some lower lows, but you see that now you just swept that one, and now you see markets finally going up. But overall, you're consolidating. So I wouldn't even enter this trade.
That was funny. I guess Robin only laughs at his own jokes. Take a look at the markets there, Robin. Thank you.
All right. So as mentioned, Bitcoin's back at 92. We'll see what happens. Very interesting. But getting into alts, we have Aerodrome with a nice clean breakout. If you're watching yesterday, I mentioned, hey, Aerodrome trade is live. We're picking up Aerodrome here at 66 cents, and it is currently at 72. So I think yesterday's show, we were around 66 to 67 cents. A nice clean breakout here. What's my outlook on Aerodrome on the longer term? I don't think it's going to clean break out. I don't think it's going to go right to back to $1 or 95 cents or whatever it is. I think this thing keeps running. I think there's another 10% left in this thing. So if it was me, I think that what we'll see, if I had to give you and I've traded Aerodrome a lot. This is one of my go-tos, so I had a pretty good beat on when this thing was going to break out. What I think will happen is by Sunday, you'll catch it at 79 cents. I think that it'll drop down to 70 cents, maybe lose that for briefly and be 69, 68, bounce back above 70. Maybe Saturday morning it's at 74 cents, something like that. But I think that by Monday morning, catch this at some point at just shy of 80 cents. I don't think it's going to break out any more than that in the short term. I would say within the next week. I do think this has enough momentum, enough traders, enough liquidity, enough interest that it could easily get back up to 90 cents, and that could happen within 2 to 3 weeks. But I think within the next 7 days, I think we see a move up to 80 cents on Aerodrome. Yeah, that's my vibe.
And our Patreon members. Well, if you guys, take a look at this. This was 3 days ago. I posted a portfolio update to our Patreon members, and I did what I'm holding, what I'm buying, what I'm selling. Okay, I want you to go what I bought. You can see here, Aerodrome was my number one. The project that I deployed most of my stable coins into, right? Aerodrome 3 days ago. 3 days ago was the bottom. And I'm not saying I knew it was the bottom. It was probably just luck on the timing, but still. From that post to where it got to today, where's that wick? There's that wick. 25%. Not bad while the rest of the markets are kind of flat.
You go.
So I like Aerodrome on a longer time horizon as well. They got a big listing on Robinhood. I think this was yesterday. Spot trading and custody of Aerodrome is now available on Robinhood, the largest consumer app when it comes to finance and retail. And then their numbers they're getting really good. They're kind of meshed together with Velodrome, and they've essentially given their rewards program a shot of what is it? B12, the energy shot in the butt, shot of B12 or B6. Yeah. So this Aerodrome, $200 billion in volume year to date. Now it's not as much as Solana or some of the other ones, but So they just surpassed 200 billion. It's a 3x growth year over year. Arrow is coming again. Their token has gone through some pretty big changes that will all benefit the Aerodrome holders, the Aerodrome ecosystem, and Base in total. Guys, we're talking about a project that's under 700 million market cap. Guys, this is very undervalued. And this is one I feel comfortable. Obviously, I'll trade it and make some money in the short term, but I feel very comfortable holding this for, I don't know, 6 to 12 months. That's why, again, it was added to my what I'm buying bag. And you know what? Since we're here, I'll just show you guys. What else did I buy? I bought more Tau, Virtuals, more Sire, Nano, Solana, ETH, and XDC. I think at some point, RWA is going to run, and XDC, I think, is a dark horse. And so there you go. Our Patreon members got it first. I guess you guys can get it not last, but later, you know, because we want to show love to the people who show love to us. And you guys are showing love because you're watching each other. I'm going to dig myself a deeper hole that I can't get out of. But anyways, Aerodrome, I bought some. I, was holding on my portfolio fairly well. As far as another, Rob mentioned the trade. I have a limit long order set at, I think I was on the 10-minute. Where was I? It was right here. It was my VWAP midline, 71 cents even. Now, this thing looks like on the, what is this, the 10-minute time frame, a little bit of a cup and handle pattern that could break to the upside, right? How deep will that handle go? Now, again, I'm a lot less excited about pattern trading on low time frames than I am just support and resistance levels or VWAP. But still, something to know. You already see we already got a wick down to this 50% fib level from the move from around 70.5 cents up to the high of 72.978 cents. And so if you're looking to target, where can this, if this is in fact a cup and handle, or if you want to say, hey, this is more of a bull flag, either way, invalidation happens below 71.751 cents. So keep that in mind. I have my entry, my limit entry at around 71.8 cents. I got my stop loss below 70 cents. If I get stopped out, I plan to rebuy at the gold pocket. Most of I can get stopped out at gold pocket. But if this thing breaks down below this initial move, I'm eyeing that VWAP line, that VWAP 1 line, which you can see here has held very strong support on the 10-minute time frame, right? We've gotten bounces here every time. Consolidation bounce, consolidation bounce. Almost bounce, almost bounce. And if we make our way back down there, I feel fairly confident, unless the markets are completely in the gutter, that I would, nope, that would be a winning trade for me. So, yeah. I like Aerodrome. I believe in Aerodrome. Let's talk about Solana, 140.72. Now, infrastructure, I think, still is going to make people a lot of money. And when you talk about infrastructure layer ones, you cannot not talk about Solana, right? So everyone has always said, well, Solana's numbers are fudged. It's all bots. And we've always said there's bots everywhere. In case you didn't know, guys, more than 60% of all internet activity is from bots. But then there was, well, they're all voting transactions. People casting yes or no votes. That's not a real transaction. Okay, fine. Solana's non-vote transactions grew from 3.3 billion in Q1 of 23 to 8.8 billion in Q3 of 25. That's a 167% increase in real on-chain activity. So again, Solana, when you look at its valuation, $78 billion, you got to ask yourself, what is a fair valuation for a cryptocurrency project that is at the forefront of rebuilding finance, essentially? Wall Street loves it. VCs love it. Retail loves it. It's got stable coins. It's fast. It's scalable. Everything settles to the layer one, unlike ETH, which had to do a new upgrade to make sure that the mainnet was getting paid for L2s. Well, Solana doesn't need L2s, right? So everything benefits the Solana native token. We haven't even seen stable coins launched from an institutional standpoint. We haven't seen RWAs launch from an institutional standpoint. Staking is going to come to that ETF. Wait, is it already on the ETF? No, it's on the Ethereum ETF, right? No, it was Solana.
Yeah.
It was Solana, right? The staking?
Solana staking, yeah.
On the ETFs, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if it went live right away. I'm assuming it did.
It went live. I'm trying to figure out if it was
Yeah.
ETH or Solana.
No, it was Solana.
It was Solana. Okay. I think that's going to be great. Now they're talking about upgrading their tokenomics to drop the inflation rate by half. Great. And so when you look at Solana at 140 bucks, is this undervalued? And where do you think this thing will go by the end of Q1 of 2026, Rob?
End of Q1.
Yeah.
So
End of March 2026. Where is Solana, and is it worth dumping some money into it at $140?
I think it's a great buy at this spot. I mean, you know, even if you did get that downside draw as we mentioned, it's not gonna. What's the worst that's gonna happen? It goes to 132. I genuinely don't see too much downside on this. And you know, if you look at here on the year, I mean, realistically, what is the bottom that we would see out of Solana if Bitcoin does stay above, say, 80,000, right? As long as Bitcoin stays above 80,000, the lowest you're going to get on Solana, I would realistically say would be about 120.
No, I think you'll get to the low hundreds.
No, no. When we saw Bitcoin in the 80s, it was at 130. So as long as Bitcoin stays over 80,000, you're not going to see a draw. You honestly believe you'll see $100 Solana if Bitcoin just simply falls 10%?
Yeah. Because if we have another drop that takes us to the low 80s, I think alts are going to get destroyed. That's my personal opinion. Now, then you got to ask yourself, okay, if you take David's angle or Rob's angle, is it worth waiting the extra $20 to get a better entry?
But
I don't know.
the thing is alts don't get liquidated until you're into a price channel on the downside, right? And so when Bitcoin went from 120 to 100,000, alts didn't get liquidated. When Bitcoin went from 100 down to 80,000, alts got destroyed. And then we bounced back. So in my opinion, we won't see alts get destroyed until you're into a new territory for Bitcoin. And so if we see Bitcoin at 92,000 drop down to 80,000, it's not that big a deal. Now, if all of a sudden Bitcoin's trading at 75,000, alts are fucked. And so for me, as long as you hold 80,000, and that's why I brought that number up, if alts hold 80, if Bitcoin holds 80,000, alts will be fine. Now they might not explode. You'll get little pops here and there. Same thing we saw out of Zcash, but still, I don't see the markets panicking, bro. That's what happens when alts get sold. The markets are panicking. They're like, oh fuck, bear market's here. I'm just not seeing bear market territory, man. You look at Bitcoin here on the yearly chart, and I feel like we're in a similar pattern here that we had, or similar move, where Bitcoin went from 60,000 and got up to $108,000. Now at this point, let it sink in. What happened here? We went from 65,000, we broke 100 grand, put in a new all-time high, euphoria set in, people were ecstatic. Then comes 76,000, 80,000. And we had routine people coming in and saying like, hey, bear market. They weren't calling it, but they were like, hey, I'm questioning if it doesn't hold this range, bear market, blah, blah, blah. Like, we heard a lot of that. And then, boom, we bounced back, and we were up here. And here's the thing. We put in a higher low, right? Now, if we would have came down and wicked down to 70,000, that's a different story. Then at that point, all of this growth is invalidated. And so for me, as long as we're above 78,000 here, as long as we're above 78,000, we're good. We're Gucci. Bull market is still on. We lose that, it's screwed. But anyways, so Solana, You know, here I'll go to the 1 hour. Solana's in a good spot to buy. I mean, like I said, I think that, you know, your biggest drawdown risk currently is 120. That range here is what I would, you know, is the downside risk. Upside risk, however, is, you know, $200 plus Solana.
Let me show something real quick. Bitcoin. So you're talking about this move, right? In January?
Yeah.
From 108 down to 70. So if you kind of drop this, so this had two lower lows, okay? We've had one lower low and it looks like this is a higher low. If you look into here, you had a lower low, a higher low, and then it dipped down one more time. And so if you kind of put the bar pattern over here, shows Bitcoin could potentially go down. Let me go this. And this is, I'm not saying this is going to exactly replicate, but around sub 80K, it does look familiar. If this is going to play out like you say it is, like it happened in January, then we're going to put in one more lower low. And if we mathematically just look at, okay, well, what percentage-wise from, where is it? From this low here, we put in another extra 10% low. Well, let's go ahead and take that higher low. Let's take this thing down 10%, $77,687. That would hold this low here, right? So macro side, you would have put in a higher low, although by the thinnest of hairs. And then you want to see the expansion like we saw from the bottom here in April.
Yeah, that was the exact level I was telling.
That was a 67% expansion.
So that was the exact level I was saying. So if you look here, flip over back to mine, the line that I drew here was exactly that, 77.5 basically. $77,466. You lose that, then we can talk bear market. That's how I look at this. I agree. There is likely to get I think that this is, and it goes right back to my point, right? What are we going to see in the next 3 weeks? We're going to see Bitcoin work its way up to 100 grand, and then that's the pivotal move right there, right? Does it break back down? Perhaps test 80,000, 77.5. That's the big question. But I'm trading this thing right to the upside until then, baby.
Bitcoin under 92K. Okay, we talked about Solana. Let's talk about $1.65. Now, I made some money on this, I think, yesterday. So you guys know, no, I made money on Monad yesterday. Lost money on SUI. Anyways, while I'm on here, guys, if you want to get into the prop trading, you can do an instant funded account or a challenge. We have codes that are in the description, OLA15 and OLA25. You essentially can, kind of, if you want to become a professional trader, but you don't have the capital to do it, they'll put up capital for you. You just got to, prove that you're good. So yesterday, I was in on a Monad trade, made, what was that, $900? Made $900 on a Monad trade. I'm currently in profit. Looks like $2,100, $2,163. And so, although this 100,000 is not real money, the money you make from the 100,000 via demo trading on Bybit, you can pull percentage of those profits out as real money right into your wallet, to your bank account. So there's a link in the description if you want to find out more about this company and prop trading in general. I will be doing a kind of a standalone video to show people how to set it up and how to use it. They are going to come up with their own interface soon, but right now we got to do it through Bybit demo trading. So you will need a Bybit account. So yeah, but SUI, I made a little money on a spot trade, but I'm down on a futures trade on that one currently. So SUI is another one that's catching some steam here. Well, why? This was pretty big news. This was a little bit ago. This was back in late November, November 24th. So stablecoin supply changes. SUI, I mean, take a look at this. It had $2.4 billion in supply chains to the upside. Meaning stablecoins were minted on SUI at a massive rate. SUI's one a lot of people talk about. It's Solana's little brother. It's Solana's cousin, whatever you want to call it. Brother, cousin. VCs love it. Retail, it's got retail-friendly apps. It's kind of integrated into everything. Solana's integrated into Phantom Wallet, Backpack Wallet, yada, yada wallet. And you also have this piece of news as well. Vanguard, they've listed 2 top 10 crypto ETFs, which includes SUI, both from 21 shares and Bitwise. And so now Wall Street can have exposure to that as well. When you look at the valuation of SUI, $6 billion, $16 billion fully diluted, you think this thing is undervalued, SUI, or do you want to see, I don't know, what do you think?
50-50 on it, man. The chart looks good here. Weekly candles. It looks good as far as like, hey, is this potentially a bottom? I think so. However, you know, you could be in a very similar situation like we had back here in early January of last year. No, January of last year. So here you had essentially 2 double tops here, right? A double top. And then it pulled back, and then it just had a long U-shaped recovery from April to September before it took off again, right? And you can see it here again, right? You had a double top, so a rounded bottom, double top, and then you had another rounded bottom. And then here you have essentially double top, and then you're on the backside of it. And so I don't know, man. I'm 50-50 on it. You think this is a long-term play, or do you think it's more of a?
I think it's a buy, 3-month hold, see what it does, and
my concern is 3 months is this. You know, double top, rounded bottom, double top, rounded bottom. I mean, we saw it here. That's just my concern. But here's the thing. It has dropped a lot. So, I mean, a reversal. This looks like if there's a bottom, it's here, man. I would say this. I would wait for it to clear maybe $2.15. Then I would feel comfortable that it's in a reversal.
I mean, wait and see is never bad, but I'm just saying if people, you know, my strategy for SUI would be buy it, hold it for 3 months, evaluate, did it do what I thought it was going to do? Is it worth it to hold it, or should I take a loss or take a small profit? That's kind of what I would do. But guys, we are done with the show today. I want to thank you all very much. We will not be doing a live show tomorrow. So no live show tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday. We love you guys. Gina, roll the outro. Thank you all very much. Have an amazing Friday. Have an even more amazing weekend. Now, join our Discord. Follow us on X for updates. We love you guys. Until then.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.